Reforma migratoria. Un aliado. Abogado Borja. 718 La Migra. 718-526-4472.
Hi. Today I'm going to share with you my 10 rules for getting a green card through marriage. Number 1, don't bother with a temporary K-1 visa. In my experience, they usually take much longer. 2, the best option is to marry your fiancé in the United States and submit all the paperwork here. This way, you and your spouse won't have to wait months or even years of separation until your case ends. 3, with a few exceptions, a person who entered the United States illegally and later married a U.S. citizen may apply to adjust status to permanent residence without leaving the United States. 4, when your spouse sponsors you for a green card, you both must submit more government forms than you can imagine. Those forms include an immigrant visa petition, which includes proof of your spouse's U.S. citizenship, your marriage certificate, and proof of any marriages. The immigration office wants all these documents to be certified and translated into English. An application for adjustment of status, an application for a work permit, an application for advanced parole, travel document, but only if your spouse is admissible in the United States. Also, you must pay final fees that can add up to $1,000. Your spouse must also submit an affidavit of support on your behalf. 5, a few weeks later, you will be called for your fingerprinting, and months later, you and your spouse will be interviewed by an immigration officer. 6, at your interview, always tell the truth. Don't ever guess. Dress appropriately and show respect for the immigration officer. Fraudulent spouse petitions. Immigration officers look for large differences between you and your spouse. If they suspect that your marriage is a fraud, you and your spouse will be subject to a separate follow-up interview. And if the answers don't match and immigration proves that your marriage is a fraud, you may be subject to arrest. Everyone who gets involved in a false marriage is a fool, and they will probably never get a green card. 8, my advice is to do it all the right way. Wait until you have been living in the United States for at least 2 months before you get married. Don't get married in Las Vegas. Instead, have a traditional wedding and have thousands of photos with your family and friends. Check your bank accounts, taxes, credit cards, etc. And if you aren't living together at least 7 days a week, don't even think about applying for a green card. 9, should you try to do all of this without an experienced attorney? Would you try to do surgery on yourself to save the cost of hiring a professional? These type of questions kind of answer themselves, don't you think so? 10, what happens if your spouse dies before you can get your green card? Can you still get your green card? In many cases, the answer is yes. For more information, visit us at 718lamigra.com. We update most recent news about immigration law. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, on YouTube at 718lamigra, and find us on Google+. I hope that this information has been useful to you and loved ones that this issue affects. If you have any doubts or concerns regarding this matter, please contact us at 718-LAMIGRA, which is 718-526-4472. It would be our pleasure to help and answer your questions. Have a great day. Thank you.
Reforma migratoria. Un aliado. Abogado Borja. 718 La Migra. 718-526-4472.